When Bruce Lee created Jeet Kune Do, he wasn't just inventing a new martial art, he was rebelling against the very concept of traditional styles. To Lee, styles were rigid, dogmatic, and ultimately limiting. He called Jeet Kune Do the anti-style, a martial art rooted in freedom, adaptability, and personal expression. In the 1960s, martial arts were dominated by strict systems, each with set forms, stances, and philosophies. Lee, having trained in Wing Chun and explored many disciplines, began to see the cracks. He realized that in real combat, no fixed stance or memorized form could guarantee victory. Life and combat were fluid. So should be the fighter. Absorb what is useful, discard what is useless, add what is specifically your own, he famously said. That sentence became the heart of Jeet Kune Do. It wasn't about mimicking Bruce Lee. It was about finding your own way, just as he had done. Unlike most martial arts, Jeet Kune Do doesn't rely on patterns or fixed sequences. It doesn't belong to any one culture, style, or tradition. It blends the explosive speed of Western boxing, the directness of fencing, the trapping techniques of Wing Chun, and even elements of wrestling, judo, and street fighting. But even that doesn't fully define it. Jeet Kune Do is beyond technique, it's about strategy, awareness, timing, and mindset. Bruce Lee called it the art of fighting without fighting. His goal was efficiency, simplicity, directness. Not flashy moves, but the shortest distance between 2 points. He stripped away the unnecessary and focused only on what worked, not in theory, but in practice. Jeet Kune Do was never meant to be a style passed down unchanged. That would go against its very nature. It is a concept, a living, evolving approach to combat and self-expression. That's why Lee described it as, not a style, but a process of self-discovery. In a world that still clings to tradition and hierarchy, Bruce Lee's anti-style remains revolutionary. Jeet Kune Do isn't about copying a master. It's about becoming your own master. In 1964, after moving to the United States, Bruce Lee began to question everything he had learned. He found that traditional martial arts, while rich in culture, often prioritized ritual over reality. Practitioners were mastering forms, not fights. Lee, who was obsessed with truth in combat, decided to break free from these boundaries. After a controversial fight in Oakland, where Lee faced Wong Jack Man in a real challenge that exhausted him despite his victory, Bruce realized something important: he needed to evolve. That fight wasn't just physical, it was philosophical. It made him rethink everything. The anti-style revolution. Bruce Lee began writing and thinking more than ever. In his personal notes, he described martial arts as the expression of the self in combat. He began calling classical martial arts the classical mess. Why? Because he believed they conditioned fighters to be predictable. Styles came with